You ever have one of those moments where you look in the mirror and think, I still feel young inside, so why doesn't my body act like it? For a lot of men over 60, that's exactly the frustration. You've got the same desire, the same mind, the same spark, but when it comes to performance, whether it's walking up the stairs without losing breath, keeping steady energy all day, or feeling confident in intimate moments, your body just isn't cooperating. What if I told you that in many cases, the problem isn't your age, it's your circulation? And there's a natural, surprisingly simple food that could help restore it. And no, it's not some rare herb or expensive supplement. It's something sitting quietly in the produce aisle that most people overlook. I'm talking about beetroot. Yes, the humble beet. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain, and today I want to walk you through exactly why beetroot is one of the most powerful foods men over 60 can eat to improve blood flow, stamina, and overall vitality. And I'm not just going to tell you to eat more vegetables. I'm going to show you the science, the real-world results, and a simple daily routine you can start right away. Let's start with the big truth. Performance, physical and intimate, depends on one thing above almost everything else: circulation. Blood has to reach every cell, every muscle, every part of your body. If circulation slows down, oxygen delivery drops, nutrients don't get where they need to go, and everything from your brain to your heart to more private areas starts feeling the effects. This is why so many men start to notice changes in energy, stamina, and function after their 60s. Now here's where beetroot comes in. Beets are packed with dietary nitrates, natural compounds that your body converts into nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is like a miracle molecule for circulation. It signals your blood vessels to relax and widen, a process called vasodilation. When that happens, blood flows more easily, your heart doesn't have to work as hard, and your muscles get the oxygen and fuel they need. Think of it like upgrading your plumbing from narrow pipes to wide, smooth ones. Everything just flows better. This isn't just theory. Multiple studies have shown that regular beetroot consumption can increase nitric oxide levels in the blood, lower blood pressure, and improve exercise performance even in older adults. In one study, men in their 60s who drank beetroot juice daily showed measurable improvements in walking speed, endurance, and oxygen efficiency within just a couple of weeks. Another found that older adults had stronger, longer-lasting performance during physical activity after adding beet juice to their diet. But here's what's exciting for men's health specifically. Better circulation from nitric oxide doesn't just help you at the gym or during a morning walk. It supports the vascular health necessary for intimate performance. If you've noticed changes in that area over the years, poor nitric oxide production is often a major factor. The body naturally produces less of it as we age, but beetroot helps restore it naturally. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Sophia, so I should just start eating beets? Well, yes, but there's more to it. It's not just about throwing a couple of slices on a salad once a week. If you want the real benefits, enough nitric oxide production to make a noticeable difference, you need consistency and the right form of beetroot. That's why I'm going to give you a simple, practical way to make this part of your daily routine without feeling like you're forcing down a plate of beets every day. Before we get to that, let's talk about how beetroot works inside your body. When you eat beets or drink beet juice, the dietary nitrates go into your bloodstream. Your body's bacteria, especially in your mouth, help convert these nitrates into nitrites, which then become nitric oxide in your blood vessels. This process is so important that using strong antibacterial mouthwash too often can actually reduce the benefits because it wipes out the bacteria that help with this conversion. So if you want maximum results, skip the overuse of mouthwash and let your natural oral bacteria do their job. Now, the second thing to know is timing. Nitric oxide production from beets peaks about 2 to 3 hours after you consume them. So if you want better endurance for a workout, a hike, or an intimate evening, that's the window to aim for. Eat or drink your beetroot in the late afternoon or about 2 hours before the activity, and you'll be in that sweet spot for peak circulation. In part 2, I'll show you the exact daily plan I recommend for men over 60, how much beetroot you need, the easiest way to prepare it, and a few powerful pairings that boost its effect even more. I'll also share a case study from one of my own patients whose results were so dramatic, he said his wife kept asking what had changed.
So, how much beetroot do you actually need for a real effect? For most men over 60, I recommend starting with about 4 to 6 ounces of beetroot juice, or the equivalent of 1 medium-sized beet per day. If you prefer it whole, you can roast it, steam it, or grate it raw into salads. But for those who want quick, easy results, beet juice is the most concentrated way to go. Just make sure it's 100% pure, no added sugar, no unnecessary additives. One of my favorite ways to prepare it is as a morning or mid-afternoon drink. I'll take fresh beets, peel them, and run them through a juicer with a small piece of ginger and half a lemon. The ginger gives it a nice kick and helps with digestion, and the lemon adds vitamin C, which supports blood vessel health. If you don't have a juicer, you can blend cooked beets with water and strain it. Same benefits, just a different texture. Now, here's the interesting part. Beetroot works even better when paired with certain foods. For example, leafy greens like spinach or arugula also contain nitrates, so combining them in a salad or smoothie gives you a double boost of nitric oxide production. Walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and almonds are rich in arginine, another nutrient your body uses to produce nitric oxide. And a little dark chocolate, yes, you heard me right, contains flavonoids that help keep your blood vessels flexible. So if you mix and match these foods with your beet intake, you're giving your circulation an even bigger push. Let me tell you about one of my patients, Robert. He's 67, retired, and still incredibly active, loves golf, hikes every weekend, and has been married for over 40 years. But when he came to see me, he admitted something that he said was hard to talk about. His stamina wasn't the same. Whether it was a long hike or an evening with his wife, he felt frustrated because, in his mind, he was the same man, but his body wasn't keeping up. We tested his nitric oxide levels, and sure enough, they were low. I put him on a simple plan: a daily glass of beetroot juice, a spinach-based salad 3 times a week, and 2 ounces of mixed nuts every day. The first week, he said he noticed more steady energy. By week 3, he told me he was playing a full 18 holes without getting winded. And by week 5, he said, his words, not mine, "Sophia, I don't know what kind of magic you put in those beets, but my wife told me I'm back to my old self." That's the power of restoring circulation naturally. But beets aren't just about short-term performance. Long-term, they help protect your arteries from stiffness, reduce inflammation, and improve oxygen delivery to your brain. This means better memory, more focus, and sharper thinking. Men often come to me asking about physical performance, but I remind them your brain needs circulation too. That mental sharpness is part of feeling truly youthful. One thing I want to stress: consistency matters more than quantity. Eating a giant plate of beets once a month won't do much, but a small, steady intake every day or every other day keeps your nitric oxide levels higher all the time. It's like keeping your car's engine well oiled. You don't wait until it breaks down to add oil. You maintain it regularly so it runs smoothly. Now, I know some men worry about the color change in urine or stool after eating beets. That's completely harmless. It's just the natural pigments passing through. Unless you have kidney stones or specific oxalate sensitivity, beets are safe for most people. But if you're on blood pressure medication, just check with your doctor before starting large amounts, because beets can enhance the effect of those drugs. In part 3, I'll give you a complete beetroot vitality plan for men over 60, including a morning option, an afternoon option, and a pre-activity option. And I'll explain the best times to take it for maximum benefit, whether you want all-day energy or a boost for a special evening. And I'll share one more surprising combination that makes beetroot's benefits even stronger. Let's get into your beetroot vitality plan. Something simple you can follow without turning your kitchen into a science lab. The goal here is to keep your circulation at its best every single day so you feel stronger, more energetic, and more confident in every part of life. Morning option.
First thing after waking up, hydrate with a glass of water, then have about 4 ounces of beetroot juice. If you're using a juicer, fresh is best. If you're using store-bought, make sure it's cold-pressed and without added sugar. You can add a squeeze of lemon to brighten the flavor and help your body absorb the nutrients. This morning dose helps open up your blood vessels early, which means better oxygen delivery to your muscles and brain for the rest of the day. Afternoon option. If mornings aren't your thing, try beetroot as part of lunch. A roasted beet salad with arugula, goat cheese, walnuts, and a drizzle of olive oil is delicious and loaded with nutrients. The healthy fats from the olive oil also help your body use the antioxidants in beets more effectively. This midday boost can keep your energy steady through the afternoon instead of crashing. Pre-activity option. Here's something a lot of men find interesting. If you're looking for a physical boost before a workout, a golf game, or even a romantic evening, take your beetroot about 90 minutes beforehand. That's when nitric oxide levels tend to peak after eating beets. Some men do a smoothie, cooked beets blended with a banana, a few spinach leaves, and some almond milk. Others just take a small glass of pure beet juice. You'll likely feel the difference in stamina and endurance. Now, I promised you a surprising combination that makes beetroot even more powerful, and that's pomegranates. Pomegranates are packed with polyphenols, which improve blood vessel function and protect nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly in your system. If you drink beetroot juice and pomegranate juice together, or have them within the same meal, you create a longer-lasting circulation boost. I've had patients mix half beet juice and half pomegranate juice for an easy, tasty blend. When I guide men through this plan, I also remind them to keep the rest of their diet supportive. You can't be eating heavy processed foods every day and expect beets alone to undo the damage. Cut back on refined sugars, deep-fried snacks, and excess alcohol because those things stiffen your arteries and slow your progress. Replace them with whole foods. Lean proteins, vegetables, healthy fats, and you'll notice results much faster. Let me share one more real-life story. A man named Daniel came to me at 64, feeling tired all the time. He loved cycling, but could barely manage a 10-mile ride anymore without feeling drained. We did a full checkup, and his blood flow markers were low. I put him on this exact beetroot vitality plan: 4 ounces of beetroot juice in the morning, a leafy green salad for lunch, pomegranate juice 3 times a week, and light strength training twice a week. Within 2 months, he was back to cycling 20 miles with energy to spare. But the thing he appreciated most wasn't the cycling. It was the confidence he felt in his personal life again. This is why I'm so passionate about this topic. When your blood is flowing freely, your whole body works better. Your heart, your muscles, your brain, and yes, your intimate performance. And you can achieve that without relying on expensive supplements or risky medications. Nature has already given us tools like beetroot. So here's my challenge to you. Start with just one small habit from this plan. Maybe it's beet juice in the morning, maybe it's adding roasted beets to dinner twice a week. Stick with it for 3 weeks and notice how your energy, stamina, and mood change. Remember, men over 60 don't have to slow down just because of age. You can stay strong, active, and vibrant with the right daily choices. And sometimes those choices are as simple as what's on your plate.